Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge.
Rumble in the House is an interesting game for me, and if you said you hated this game and you explained to me why you hated it, I would get it. I'd be like, I understand why you don't like it. It's a very simple game. So all the characters are going to be out on the board, and you're going to be given a number of hidden identities. So you're basically some of the characters on the board, the Mummy or Dracula or whatever. And you are trying to get those characters to be on the board at the end, or at least come off the board later. The longer they stay on the board, the more points you're going to get. And you add up all the points of your characters in the game, whoever has the most points is the winner. What's interesting about this game is you don't move your character because nobody knows who you are. So on your turn, you can move somebody a space, or if two people in the same space, you can choose who comes off the board, and thus they lost, and they would get a point or points for that. But remember, you're going to get more points. So let's say there's 20 people. If you're the last one, you're going to get 20 points. If you're the first one, you're going to get 1, and so on. So it's very interesting how it works out. It's very interesting. You don't necessarily want to save your guys or, toot that horn, because they will know it's you and get rid of it immediately based on where people are scoring at as the game continues, or who they think is scoring as the game goes. So it's kind of this game of chicken that's going on. It's very light, very simple, very quick to play. Decisions are more kooky than interesting, as in you don't ever know who somebody is. Maybe try to figure it out, and maybe towards the end you can pretty much figure out who's who, and that's kind of the game. Not something to be taken too seriously. It's a light filler. It's fun. I gather that you will instantly look at this and say, yep, that's for me, or it's not. I tend to think this might work with more people than you think it will. It's a very simple concept, but it's one that I actually enjoy. It's pretty fun. Play with my kids. I can play with some gamers while we're waiting for people to show up. Works with a pretty good number of people. And it plays fast. Can't go wrong with this filler. It's one I really like. It's going to be a keeper. The components for Rumble in the House, you can see this is a very, very small box. It kind of fits, smaller than my hand, if you will. It's a little thick, though, so it won't fit in your pocket necessarily. Here's the rule book. We'll come back to that. You're going to get any number of these little plastic doohickeys you just see, and they stack on each other pretty well. You're going to get some nice tokens of question marks with the different characters on them. All the characters are going to be standees, and you're going to have a lot in these. You're going to have Cthulhu and the Gooey Monster, little ninja guys, an alien, a cat with a machine gun, a superhero just like a chicken, a penguin with a time bomb for some reason, King Kong with a funny hat on. So anyway, all these funny little things. And you have these little rooms. These are nice cardboard that will stick together, and you'll make up the board. Honestly, it's a deep board, isn't that deep box? It's very neat. So here you can see all the characters on the side of the box. Robots. They're all kind of crazy. Really good components. I like the storage in it. It's very good, so I have no complaints. Here's a rulebook for Rumble in the House. It's also very small and very square. There's no picture of components in here. Here's a picture, or a setup with no picture. And then gameplay kind of goes through here and how to score. That's really all there is to it. The rest of it is other languages. So all you're going to get is this little bit. The game isn't very hard to pick up and play. It's very easy. I didn't have any problems with the rules. You probably can read this in 5 minutes and be up and going. So here's the game all set up. You're going to take the 12 rooms out, and you're going to put them in just a random order. Doesn't matter how they're set up. Then each room will get a random character put on it. And you don't know what characters you are yet, so just place them out randomly however you see fit. Then everybody will take these character tiles, which will have the question mark face up, and everybody's just going to take 2 randomly. And nobody else would know who you are. So in this case, I'd be the Goo Monster and the robot dressed in a tutu. So those would be my 2 characters, and I would put this hidden down. And maybe you would choose randomly the cat with a machine gun and King Kong with a funny hat on. So that's how these are assigned to people randomly. So it's very easy to play. On your turn, you don't really want to necessarily know people who you are, so you don't have to move just your guy. You can move anybody on the board. Whoever's in last place will get to go next. And what you'll do is you will just take a character, you can either move it to an adjacent room, that would be your turn. Just moving somebody to an adjacent room is a turn. If 2 people happen to be in the room, you can start a fight instead of moving. So in this case, I could take alien or wizard. I'm not the wizard, so I'm going to get him out of the game, and he will be lined up over here. So now we have the wizard as the first person out. Then the next turn, let's say somebody want to move here. There's 3 people here. I'm secretly Cthulhu for poops and giggles. I don't want anybody to know, so I'm going to take Chicken Guy out and get him out of there. So that's all you do. And the game continues until there's one person left standing on the board. And as these people come out, they will be lined up so you can see the order they were eliminated. This guy was eliminated first, and this scenario, this guy was eliminated last. So at the end of the game, there's only one person left in the building. You reveal who you were. The first 2 people eliminated are worth 0 points. Then this one's worth 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. Once everything is done scoring, and you have this little scoring track that you can utilize the scoring on, then you go back, you shuffle it all again, you deal new secret characters, and you start a new round. The winner is the person with the most points after 3 rumbles. Kind of rolls out some of the luck. So you play this 3 times through. Whoever has the most points is your winner. Who should buy this game? Anyone. You want to play with your kids. You want to play with grandma on Thanksgiving. And you want to play with your gamer friends as a filler, waiting on other people to show up. It's a very simple game. Extremely simple. Not a whole lot to it. Decisions, they are what they are. But it's not meant to be the next Caverna. It's not meant to be the next Lisboa. It's meant to be this, and it accomplishes that well. Easy decisions. You can have some fun. Not a lot of take that because you don't know who everybody is, and it really, really works for us. Absolute keeper. Bring it up a tad if you have kids. I think they'll really like this one, guys. It's really good, and the little characters you have on the board are fun. They're funny. They're fun, and I think your children will really like it, and adults can play it with you too. Wide variety of people, which is a huge plus for me. Absolute keeper.